All right, so this is where we left off, and there's a couple of issues we have. The first issue was the pointer. I added that class, but it's still not changed to pointer. I think at that time I was just probably tired. So we need to just go into app.js and see I'm not importing the styles. So we need to just do style.css, save that, and then now I'm getting the right pointer. That's one thing. The other problem we're having is the answers are not randomized, or not shuffling, I guess. So the correct answer is always the last one. So if I just go through, as you can see, so we need to somehow shuffle this. And the third problem is we need to display these characters properly. So we'll take care of that. So let's start with doing the shuffle thing. And for that, we're going to use the Fisher-Yates shuffle algorithm. So you can read upon it how it works. And the basic idea is you just start from the array, either from the top or bottom, I guess, and or from the bottom, and then you get a random integer, and then take that value, and then at the index, and then you shuffle them like that. So you can read about it here. It's called Fisher-Yates shuffle. So we'll be implementing that here. And the way I think I'll do it is we'll just create a separate class. We'll just call it util.js. And usually in my util class, I put all these non-business related logic, so like shuffling and all that stuff. So we will just start defining our function. Let's call it shuffle. And I'm just going to pass in a prime. Okay, so what we will do is what we need to pass in is the actual array that we're passing in. So what I'll do is I'll just say array is equal to the one that's passed in. And then like the algorithm calls for, we'll just start with a for loop. And we will just start bottom. And then we will just say go till we have elements in the array and I minus minus because we are going backwards. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to define a function like get random index. And the idea behind this is we want to get a random index between 0 and the current array index that we are at. So it'll be something like we'll pass in 0 and this. So we need to go ahead and define this function first. So I'm just going to come over here and we'll just say const get random index equals to, we don't want to do that, we'll just say min and max. And then what we want to do is the random number that we get is usually not inclusive. So we want to make sure that we get a number that's inclusive of the minimum and maximum. Because if you don't do that, let's say you pass in 0, which is the array index 0, then if it's not inclusive, it's going to skip that. It won't add that. And it's going to do the random on the other three, so which is wrong. Which means that the first value will be always at that value, and then the same applies to the rest. So what we can do is we will say min is equal to mat.ceiling. We'll call it min. And then we will do one for max. But this one, we're just going to floor it because that's the upper bound. And then what you want to do is just simply do mat.random. And this is pretty typical of generating a random number. We'll just say max minus min plus 1. And then you want to add the minimum to it so that we are in that range. And then finally, what we should do is also take this whole thing and do a mat.floor on it. And I think that should cut it. So then I can come here, I'll say var, or actually it's going to be just a const j is equal to that. get that random index. And now we're just going to do a swap. So to do a swap, all you do is define a temporary variable first. We're going to store the value of that j index. And then what you do is array j is equal to array I. And then what you do is you say array I is equal to t. So it's like you are swapping two liquids in a glass. You need a third glass, which is this T, to hold the liquid in J. And then we take J, replace it with I, and then we take I, replace it with T. And then you just return the array. Okay, with that done, just gonna come back into quiz. So we need to import that. So we can say shuffle from yeah, so that's fine, util. And then here, as you can see, this array, this is the array there of answers. So you could just do shuffle, and I think it's up to here. So if it worked well, we should see random values. Yeah. So as you can see now, the correct answer is now C third, and then Jones is fourth. Oh, Fiji is still fourth. False. Kappa, I guess. Let me clear this. Okay, now it's first. So yeah, there you go. So they're not, the correct answer is not in the last position like before, and it's being switched. So that is cool. And then what we need is also is fix these right here. So for that, what we can do, I found this on the Stack Overflow, the solution. So we're just gonna go back into the utils, and we'll just define a new function, and we'll just call it export it first, and we will just say HTML decode. It's gonna take an input, and the simplest thing that I saw, it's pretty elegant, is you create a new DOM parser, right? And then you parse format string. So you pass in your input, and you just want to convert it to a simple text. And all you do is you just say doc dot document element dot text content, and it is beautiful. All right, so we need to I guess let's fix this question. So before I do that, we have to import it first. What do we call it? We call it HTML decode. So we'll come here, we will say HTML decode. I'll just plug it in here, and bang. So now if I go, yay, you see we're getting proper quotes right here, right here. I think that's pretty nice. Yeah, right here. So you could apply the same to the answers, because there could be one in the answers too. All right, so with that taken care of, I think now we can just beautify this a bit. And to beautify this, we're just going to use a React Bootstrap. And the simplest way is just come here to dependencies, and we'll just do React Bootstrap. All right, that's installed. And the other thing you want to do is, I came over here to their site and just found these, they have some code samples. So you can just take this link right here, go over to your index, and just paste it right there. So right away you see that the default padding and everything has been removed, and we have got a proper padding. So the first thing I think we can do is just fix this button. So I'll go to actions, and we will import the button from React Bootstrap and button, and then you just come here button, and we need to fix this button, and you can give it to change it to whatever variant you want. You just say variant equal to success, and you get a success button. How cool is that? Now the other thing is I want to probably add some kind of a, put this in a card and maybe fix this listing because it looks ugly at the moment. So it's pretty easy actually. What you do is React Bootstrap, just go there and then go to components, and then you can see all these fancy components. So let's say I want to do a card thingy majigger. So I go and I can just follow this. So we will come here. Let's go to our app.js and we can wrap this in a container first. So this is nice and centered. We'll say container from React Bootstrap, and we'll just call it container. Then I can come here, I'll say container. We'll make it fluid, and we'll just say container. And this is nice and contained. Container. The other thing, so you can come here and go to layout, and that's how I found it. I have container is fluid, and blah blah blah. All right, so the other thing is I want to put this in a nice card, and the way we're going to do this, I'll just come here to quiz and we'll just do it over in this one. So I'll just import card from React Bootstrap card. Okay, so the first thing you do is wrap this whole thing in a card div. All right, so Bootstrap. There you go. That works. Okay, so you got a nice card. Then what you can do is you can say card dot, I think it's title, if I'm not mistaken. So if I go to here, I go to card. So we have card. Which one did I see? Yeah, we have card dot title. So card dot title, and just gonna close it, and then I'll just take this and put that in here. And then we have card dot body, and that we'll just put I guess all the actions, everything. You could add a footer, but what the heck. So yeah, there you go. That's nicely formatted. And now I want to get rid of this list because this is just ugly. So we can come here and import list group from React Bootstrap list group. And so what you're gonna do is, first of all, we're gonna take all of this and wrap this in a list group. Okay. Of course, this is gonna complain or not work, so we need to just use the curlies. So we get that, and then for this, what you do is you do item. Ooh. There you go. Beautiful. So, I mean, this is much better now. And this is responsive too, so because of that fluid thing. So it's nice and center and nice and responsive. And I can just go through and, get my different answers. I think the button is too close, so I guess we could use these spacing classes. So if I come here and if I say class name, margin top -1, there you go. You got a little bit of margin. And also for this one, the card has it's kind of tuck right. to the top. So we can come here and I can say margin top dash, whoa, class name is equal to margin top dash 2, and I'll just move it down like that. So I think that's all for this tutorial. It's kind of getting long. We'll catch up in the next one. Thanks, bye.